the potential of, or this simulates a real world case where you don't have every creator being able to actually run the infra themselves, and being able to lease out existing infra provides creators the opportunity to have complete access to the same infra. It levels the playing field for bigger or smaller creators. They have access to the same set of tooling, and for as long as they might need it, right? So that is the potential here. And as a creator, after leasing the node on OmniFlix Market, right, or framefest.omniflix.market, they should be able to go to framefest.omniflix.studio and should be able to connect to their media node. You should be able to upload files, use the files that are uploaded to run a broadcast, right? And use that not just, I mean, on mainnet, they should be able to use it to publish videos or clips to other platforms like YouTube X, Insta, Rumble, and more, along with OmniFlix TV. And finally, as a viewer, you should also be able to participate and view the streams that are being broadcasted, right, by each of the creators. And if you view a broadcast or a stream for 3 minutes or over, you have the tip button that is activated, and you should be able to tip the creators, showing your support, comment showing your support, and finally, be a part of the creators ecosystem. And yes, even this role as a viewer can be played by the same individual. So someone that is a media node host can also be a creator and can also be a viewer, just like how it can happen in the real world. So that is what we're trying to simulate with the testnet. And yeah, we've been able to not just put together over 800 participants, but also get data on multiple nodes that were running with various configurations, as well as over 300 creators that have actually streamed. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I need some production skills here. I realized while you were talking there that I forgot to switch tabs. So to those joining us on OmniFlix or YouTube, apologies. You missed about 5 minutes. I'll try and edit it up together to make a finished product here. But that was my bad. It should be working now there for those that endured some 30 minutes of silence over there. I appreciate you. But we're good to go. For content creators, well, first of all, I'll explain what I'm doing with this incentivized testnet. Obviously, utilizing the OmniFlix media node for this stream. I'm using it on the consumption part, getting out there every day and watching people's streams that they're putting up on nodes, and using as leasing time from media nodes. And I find that a very compelling use case because like a lot of infrastructure, you're going to pay a monthly fee. And you're kind of locked in whether you use it for a minute or an hour or 10 hours. What I really like about this concept that you guys have here, at least on the testnet, is that if you have content but no desire to run the infrastructure, you can actually lease that infrastructure space on that infrastructure to put your content on, and you can set it up however you like. Like I set it up for an hour at X amount of Flix tokens per hour, and then you can customize it from there. So I think that's a really brilliant feature that you guys have there. Do you maybe speak to that?
Yeah. To be honest, right, like there are various ways in which one can utilize the infra, and we believe we've only shown uh, some of it, and most of it being on as a traditional publisher or someone that has content, a catalog of content. So in our view, I'll say the current set of tooling that we have is still very raw and fundamental, and it can be shaped to suit like a lot of needs that creators have, and can be like molded more, for based on the person of the creator. So in one sense, you can definitely go ahead, run broadcasts, that where you can pre-program everything beforehand. On the other side, you won't have to use any extra tool to actually engage your community in this Web3 sense. And finally, on the other side, you have the ability for like a studio to actually use this to publish and run their own platform or OTT app. Uh, but was there anything specific that you wanted me to focus on, Chris?
No, that's good. Like I said, I really like that format, and you can even go a step further than that. Like if you have a network and a social media presence or whatever similar network to that, again, you don't want to run the infrastructure yourself, but you can access leasing media node infrastructure. You could almost like sublease that, right? Like make a long-term agreement with a media node and then almost go out and market that space yourself. So I see a lot of interesting opportunities there for that and for content creators, like you said. And I just love how it all ties together, like with the OmniFlix TV studio and marketplace that you mentioned earlier. It's really a massive amount of media stack available to a content creator to go from zero to one, like really easily, with whatever path they choose. Like if you're an NFT artist, you got the NFT marketplace there. If you're a content creator, YouTuber, TikToker, you have the OmniFlix TV there to utilize that path also. And being that OmniFlix is multi-community, I guess you'd say, like it's not just a silo of itself. It's a media stack for anybody to build on. The growth of the community and the ecosystem, I just foresee being very valuable to content creators.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, especially, highlighting the media node infra, and especially the media deepen infra. The software for this has been written over multiple years. We've improved this quite a bit. Has been, the same software has been battle tested at media enterprises, that handled uh, quite the workflow, or quite the workloads when it came to content encoding, rendering, and of course broadcasting. Completed over 800 million watch minutes put together in the last 6 years. And if that is like one side of the equation, Chris, like you mentioned, being able to lease this out as a creator, as a node host, as someone that's planning, aiming to create content, this hasn't happened, up until now. And even now, you see, we have tools like StreamYard, Restream, these solve like one side of the problem, but they don't solve all of whatever we need. But with the media node, we see it as like raw infrastructure that can be used by creators, and we will only see an increase in better pricing these, because right now it is the entire media node that is being priced and leased. But going forward, you can lease like parts of it, or a portion of it, or only the resources or features that you want, and can still like continue to use that for longer periods of time, uh, for again, not just at like a lower cost, but also like in a highly functional, highly specific manner, focused on media ops, right? So that is something that we aimed to provide, just like how Akash does it with their compute, or Jackal does it with their storage. We believe that these services, this infra, the optimization of offering this infra is something that is needed, and the specialized environment, we hope will attract creators to, increase their workloads and not get restricted due to the infra that they have, or can handle.
Awesome. I want to get Articulate to jump in here. I guess, could you maybe, before I turn it over to him, could you maybe explain for the Frame Fest Frame Fest incentivized testnet? We're about halfway through now. How does that look like afterwards? There's a 250,000 Flix tokens up for distribution for participating in the testnet. What's that look like for participants that want to get involved and get a part of that incentivization?
Yeah, I mean, like we discussed before, right? Like, it is possible for someone to participate as a node host, especially if you're running a validator or any kind of server or infrastructure, especially in Web3 infrastructure. If you're already involved, you know what this is about. If you're not, it shouldn't be a problem. If you can handle general DevOps, this should still be easy. But if you do not know how to run a server, no problem. You can still participate as a creator. And as a creator, you should. And now, here, this is the best part. This is my favorite part, right? Anyone can be a creator. And what do I mean by anyone? Yes, like anyone that has almost no understanding of, say, how a video needs to be live streamed, they can still do it too, and without any issues. We have guides in place. We have the Twitter threads that can help someone take care of this in place. So they should be able to check it out. We'll probably go ahead and reply to the chat and also add it to the space here. No, yeah, I think Articulate just shared the guide as well. So we do have like instructions for you to utilize the FrameFest incentivized testnet uh, apps and interact with the blockchain so that you can be a creator. And you don't need videos, you don't need previous know-how of how everything works. Nothing is needed. All you need is, a few minutes of your time, Kepler wallet or Leap wallet downloaded and installed and set up, and we should be able to take care of the rest. So this way, we believe creators or people that intend to be creators in the future, or at least users of this infra, right? We believe that they get exposed to what can be done with the OmniFlix infrastructure, and potentially they can start planning on how best they can use this infra. So that is one of the reasons why we encourage and definitely urge creators to try it out during this testnet phase. Whether or not you're a creator, you can still be a broadcaster, which is completely different from someone that's running a live stream. So to understand that difference, please do check out the please do check out the apps, especially omniflix.frame sorry framefest.omniflix.tv for you to check it out and get started participating as a creator. Finally, if you think that you might not have enough time to experiment, you can always just check things out, understand the ecosystem as to who's doing what, and go ahead and participate as a viewer. And who knows, you might find Corium concepts and articulates broadcasts as well. Watch them for 3 minutes straight and go ahead tip so that you can finish your basic tasks that you need to participate and be eligible for a pool of the 250K Flix. And finally, if you are a creator that is part of the Cosmos ecosystem or in general that's interacting with the FrameFest infrastructure or the apps and are creating content on top of it, right? As a creator, as a viewer, as a media node host, explaining details, you will be eligible for a pool of rewards as well. So apart from media node hosts, creators, and viewers, we also have a category exclusively for creators that are creating content about FrameFest as well as media deepen infrastructure. And yeah, Chris, definitely, I believe Corium Concepts, yourself, and Articulate are eligible to be a part of that category. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, and we always return that value back to our community, and appreciate the opportunities to do so. We've been using these tools for a while, and really excited about it. And a really neat thing about this too is you can use the incentivized testnet node and you can actually stream that out to your broadcast that out to your platforms, or YouTube, or wherever you are, and if you're already monetized there, you could actually earn from that media node being restreamed through your platform. And I think that's a really neat feature too. Articulate, did you want to jump in?
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Sisla. Shout out to RJSE in the building. And yeah, thank you guys for what you've afforded us to tech and shipping through the OmniFlix platform over the years. Just been a brilliant experience for me so far, and I know that you guys are gonna keep scaling and building into the future. What I like about the opportunity with this right now is, and my question is going to be framed around, the underlying tech, utilizing the Cosmos ecosystem. I know there's a big focus through, the hub right now to integrate other chains and other ecosystems. Is there an opportunity or something in the roadmap or pipeline that you guys are thinking about in terms of cross ecosystem compatibility with this FrameFest and OmniFlix media node, like say a Solana or EVM compatible chains? Is that something that is possible in the future?
Um, yeah, if I understand the question accurately, you were asking about being able to access this infra, like media node infra, from a different chain. Is that correct, Article?
Yes, yes.
Okay. At this point in time, I'll say there are a few things that we need to iron out before that is possible. Yes, we see that being possible with a combination of things that we can do. Uh, at least from a token standpoint, it is possible with IBC Eureka. That's not just in the works right now, but is also live, and we can see it already in action. With respect to the direct lease of the infra itself natively from a Solana or a base or other chains, yeah, there needs to be some more work before that is possible. And yeah, we should definitely see that in place, and it's not like probably in the distant future, but it'll be in the near term. Yeah.
Wow, that is huge. Thank you for that, because my vision of just what is being built is, everything is becoming more unified and compatible across chains, is the opportunity or the potential of you being in your ecosystem but also being able to access like a, a platform like this media. Everyone consumes media, everyone uses media. We're using media right now, so in any way, shape, or form, media is involved in our daily life. And I see OmniFlix as that standard that's being set of, like, media on chain, or deep in platform that is setting the example of what that looks like. And with regards to the super app, I haven't been able to test it yet. I'm on iOS, so I'm waiting for that drop. With the through the super app, would we be able to live stream? Would you be able to run or broadcast, or access the tooling through the app as well, now or in the future?
Yeah, I mean so I'll just break this down, right? Like quickly. So we have what is the ability to run broadcasts. Now, what are broadcasts? Broadcast can be compared to that of a TV channel. Okay, just remember this. I'll get back, but there are two things. One is a broadcast. One is a live stream. And when we're talking about a live stream, that's what we all know, right? Like the space is live with Chris Articulate, myself, and everyone else tuned in to us live, right? What if this was more like a radio where it was being streamed or broadcasted, right? Recorded and then broadcasted. So you can assume a broadcast to be a stream of content that might be pre-recorded or can be live, whereas the live stream is usually, it's called a live stream for a reason, because it's live, right? So we have the ability to run broadcasts, like professional enterprise grade broadcast with the right media workflow that needs to be incorporated. all of this without any extra infrastructure. You just lease the node, should be able to run the broadcast as is. That management of that broadcast will first be available on the mobile app or within mobile. This is the OmniFlix Super App where it will be available. This is just to manage the broadcast. Once this part is done, once we are able to effectively do this, deliver this, we should also be able to ensure we provide the tooling for people to go live right from OmniFlix Studio. And Chris, I've heard you say this before, time and again, that yes, there are tools like StreamYard, like Restream, like Riverside, that need us to pay, just for like certain functions, and that offer like limited functionality overall. But in the case of an OmniFlix Media node, of course, you should be able to take bits and pieces for lease. But if you're able to take the entire media node for lease, you should not just be able to go live as required on demand, but also like continue to run this broadcast and stream your live stream right into this broadcast, just like how you would see in a TV channel or a news report where where there's a broadcaster that's broadcasting, and suddenly you go on on air right from the scene, and a reporter gives us an update right from the place of the event. So this is something that is possible. This all of this will be possible on mobile as well, but step by step we'll continue to add features to mobile. Yeah.
Thank you, Sisla. I know maybe a few months ago, when you guys were mentioning the media node and the possibilities in the future, there was mention of AI and to create shorts and other functionalities. Is that something that you guys are actually still looking at integrating, building as well, to have like a AI integrated experience on your channel to help you sort things out, do tasks and things like that on your behalf? Because I know that with interactive media that's possible right now, like voting and other types of interactions. Sometimes uh, AI can explain things for us a little better, help us to like a guide, can help us in that vein. Is that still something that you guys are looking at integrating in the future as well for the media node?
Yeah, I mean, to be extremely honest, more than use AI for a guide, first, we definitely think we need to have the guides in place, not just like in written form, as an article or as a thread, but also right within the app, actually guiding people as an assistant. Definitely, the plan is to have incorporate, an assistant, if I can say, more than an AI, to be able to accomplish all of the things that you might want to do as a creator. That is like step one. The other, when we think about the use of like AI even more, right? Apart from the guidance, we are looking at ways in which there can be the use of AI. I mean, there are a lot of tools for creating content using AI, as in you should be able to generate an image, generate a video, generate text, right, and so on and so forth. But you don't find like a lot of tools where you can use it to actually, or use the tools to use existing content to do something. This includes probably taking the space, clipping clips, and creating videos out of it, right? Like download the space. This involves like a series of steps. You got to download the space, convert, speech to text. Understand the text, the hook. So the hooks are specific parts, questions, and answers, all of that, and then generate videos out of the audio as well as the text involved with subtitles. So this is like one single process. Uh, there'll be a lot more tooling from our end that will probably help people accomplish these, like produce these media workflows. And of course, there'll be more information to help people or to guide people to use all of the tooling we offer as well.
Thank you, Sisla. Turn it back over to Chris.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Today's a perfect example. I got all caught up at the start of the podcast, forgot to switch tabs over to the X space that we're doing here. So we got probably 15, 20 minutes of silence, unfortunately, that I'm going to need to edit out. So it'd be nice once I can do that all on the same platform here. Really looking forward to that. Um, One thing I want to say too, when you're talking about broadcasts, it's certainly something that's caught our eye at Corner Community DAO, and that's what we see a great use case for us as a community to run that infrastructure, provide that as a value to our community. So whether you're a validator or an NFT project, Corium team, whoever wants to get a message out there, we have this 24-hour channel going. And then another thing we haven't talked about yet, but I have seen it in the past, and I do see it on the toolbar there as coming soon, is AdX. It's decentralized advertising. You guys have used it the last few years, or a couple of years at least, at Cosmoverse. Could you maybe touch on that part of it?
Yeah, I mean, AdX is the money part. I mean, what are we doing if you're not helping creators actually earn money, right? So AdX is the part where you do all this connected to monetization. This is where, if you're a broadcaster on YouTube, right? And Chris, I think you highlighted this before in the space that, right now, even during the FrameFest testnet phase, when you release a media node, you can stream it to YouTube, you can stream it to Twitch or any destination, right? Like you might configure, and you should be able to earn money, right? Like monetize as soon as you do that. If you are someone that already has an audience, definitely a tool for you to try it out in real time with your community and probably start monetizing. So wherever you look at, right, like even within the OmniFlix stack, you always think about a few things. One is how best can someone onboard themselves, right, to start using OmniFlix, or in general to enter Web3. Why we believe OmniFlix is a gateway is primarily because you can, as someone that knows nothing, you can come down, use your email, connect to omniflix.tv, right, or sign in and start to watch a video, learn about a project, get an NFT, use that NFT to get fungible tokens, and hey, you're inside the ecosystem, right? Involved. So this is a workflow that we believe. Of course, it utilizes multiple pieces of infra that we developed over a period of time, but the core aspect is that this is a workflow. This is a way for you to start off using Web3 infra without the use of tokens. If this is on one extreme where you don't need a dollar to get started, and to be extremely honest, people should probably stop buying their first crypto and should focus on earning their first crypto, right? Like that, and that's what we uh, we enable with the infra that we have. If that is one side, one extreme, there is the other side. What if you're a content creator that understands all this? What if you're like a top dog, in the game, making sure that your community is fully engaged, and you would obviously want to play the game right. And for that to happen, you need a monetization, machine to run, an engine to run while you're actually at it. So that is AdX for us, right? So manage, distribute, and monetize your media assets. In Within that tagline, you have your manage part with Studio, your distribute part with, in some sense, with TV Market and other platforms, whereas the monetization part is AdX. Now, why am I like just typing this and not talking about AdX? The fact with AdX is that in some sense it has always existed within whatever we were doing. That was something I wanted to establish. And even now, for example, right, like Chris, a broadcast that's running, a media node, that you guys have access to, all of these can continue to run a broadcast while being sponsored, or, while someone is sponsoring with their logo at the top, top left, top right corner, depending on, how you might want to present it and package it. if you're publishing an interactive video, you can potentially have a question that's sponsored, right? Uh, I don't know. Let's take a project that is not within the Corium or OmniFlix context. Say Mars protocol, right? Like you have a very simple example. You can just ask which of these is a protocol, right? In the cosmos, Sun, Moon, Earth, Mars, right? Super does this extremely well. These type of questions, they not just inform people, get them to have fun, but also like educate people, right? So like that, you can have various ways in which we can integrate these monetization or like aspects around monetization, and AdX is bringing them all together. We can probably hype it up and say, hey, this is decentralized advertising, on-chain advertising. That's probably a revolution and so on and so forth. But to be honest, yes, it is. And to be extremely honest, it just ties into your natural behavior, right? So when you're utilizing AdX, for example, in a broadcast, we've used this during Cosmos last 2 years, made five digit US dollars in earnings. Made sure that there was traction for the event, and during the event, within the broadcast, we were able to sell ad slots, that people could pay for, that where people who might not have been able to say sponsor for the event ended up actually paying, getting these ad slots and advertising within the live stream. So this is a very interesting way to monetize a broadcast during an event. What if it can be done again and again all the time, every time there is an open slot, and every time there is a broadcast being played? So this is natively for broadcast, for channels, Chris, channels v2 that we will be releasing. So AdX will be the monetization, the way in which creators can monetize using advertisements, that are in some sense, targeted based on a user's account rather than their persona, by taking into consideration all their data. So yeah, very, very, we believe a very privacy friendly way of being able to deliver ads, not just for people that are, say focused on privacy, but the fundamental concept here does not involve invading any privacy, and it just utilizes on-chain data. Yeah.
Yeah, so to me, like for what Core and Community DAO's vision is for allowing a 24-hour stream, and maybe more than one, but obviously to focus on the first one, where, like I said, that's available to the community to put content on. It's a place of value that we have, and so you just imagine once you give somebody that, yeah, I have, I'm a musician, or I'm an artist, or an actor, whatever your skill is, your media is, you can have your time slot, whether it be daily, weekly, monthly, whatever works for you, at least, so you don't have to pay for anything you're not using. And I just see that as a way to have a lot of valuable content, congregate, and therefore once you have a bunch of users, viewers there, then it just makes sense for advertising like AdX, and it's really exciting in a decentralized way. And I don't want to minimize that, but something you said throughout that really got my attention, and I need to clarify this, because did I catch it right? Like, I've used the ability to create an OmniFlix account using the email sign up, so very user friendly. Get you up and running. Using these tools, can you effectively have somebody sign up for an OmniFlix account and interact without them having to purchase any tokens? Like OmniFlix transactions, like many IBC transactions, are so cheap. Like I'm wondering, like, if there's a way for a new account to come in, and the way I understood the flow is they just go to the NFT marketplace, and they can get an NFT which can be burnt or for tokens. Can they do that process without any tokens, and effectively we could help onboard a user to have enough Flix tokens to interact. Because I mean, honestly, if you gave somebody 5 Flix tokens, they could do quite a bit of transactions with that. Did I understand that right?
Yeah, I mean, you got it absolutely right, because someone can sign up with their email and watch a video. This is when they don't have any tokens, no gas, no NFT, nothing, right? They watch a video, they participate in an interaction or an interactive video, they get an NFT. Even now, they don't have Flix tokens, right? Like they can't actually do anything. For this, we have what is a fee grant, that is available on OmniFlix market for new users to have access to gas, to pay for gas across the board. And using that, once they, so at this point in time, the only constraint over here is that email based login is not supported on market at this point in time. But that is like days away, if not anything. And we should definitely be able to support that flow. That is the moment when, so all three apps, OmniFlix TV, Market, and Studio, in this order, will support email. We have email support on OmniFlix TV right now. Next is Market, and then is Studio. So once all three apps support email, someone that has used email to get an NFT on OmniFlix TV can use the same email to sign up or like connect to Market and burn that to get tokens, and use OmniFlix Studio to create and create content, publish excuse me, publish their content on their channel, and so on and so forth, and start to build their community.
Well, that's amazing. You just made a switch go off in my head. So yeah, as a content creator, I can onboard somebody into a Web3 wallet. Doesn't matter if it's OmniFlix, whatever. Just think of this as a Web3 wallet via email. They sign in. So Web2 interface, I've used it. It's very Web2 friendly. You don't have to manage your keys. You have the option. So then once they're on omniflix.tv, they can watch my video, and then using video drop just after they've watched for a couple of minutes, it'll automatically drop them an NFT that can effectively get them into some tokens. And then to me, that's the power of this, is once somebody has that digital wallet, whether it be by them discovering a product and wanting to use it themselves, or our government saying, here's your digital wallet for your currency. Once everybody has that digital wallet, I mean, the sky's the limit, and that's where adoption is going to come, is the abstraction of Web3 in the wallet process. And this is a great entry into Web3, I think, for new users using video drops. Articulate, what's your opinion on that? Oh, I see Sister might be here. I thought Sister was
Oh,
losing connection there, so I was going to get you to jump in, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just see a huge opportunity onboarding for even Core Community DAO. New users to Web3. We're soon going to be able to hopefully use Corium on the OmniFlix platform, and once that's possible, as they've already proven, you can use it for staking directly from a video, governance from a video, and combine this with the media node, the broadcasting, the NFT marketplace. I mean, I hope you guys can see why I've been excited about OmniFlix for so long, and hopefully you're getting some value here today. We'll open up the floor to some questions if we've left. Jenny, I know I've seen some in the space, some have left maybe, but that have started using the OmniFlix platform, and if they have any questions or have any switches go off like have for me here this morning in this conversation, feel free to come up and discuss that.
yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, real good.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was just a glitch. Yeah, it's very, very valuable information. Learning a lot on this call today, and just looking forward to the further build out of this tech. And what I'm mostly excited about is, that also cross chain compatibility in the future. And as you heard just now, like everything we mentioned that sounds futuristic, Sisla is like, yeah, that's coming and it's in the near future. It's not like something that we hope to do sometime down the road. These are actively things that are being not just considered but are being built. There's not many ecosystems or builders you can speak to that have that decorum about them. It's that shows the work, the thought, the process behind getting to where they're at today and where they're going. So they, Omniflix will always have my support in whatever way, shape, form, and I'm very excited about the possibility of using this tech on stage out there in New York for NFT NYC in the next 2 months or so. So yeah, very very excited. Thank you for stopping by, Sislan. As Chris said, the floor is open. If you guys have any question about the future of media on chain, this is what this is. Feel free to request up to ask. Sisla is here, Super is here, and Omniflix is, to me, what the standard is, and couldn't be happier about what's being built.
And I have to say, with my experience, there's plenty of literature out there to guide you through these different pathways. And beyond that, the Flix Fanatics community is awesome. They got a very active Discord, Telegram. If you have any questions, like, somebody's on it instantly. The team itself, very approachable. It's been a great experience overall. And yeah, like you said, articulate, very very humble builders here. I know when we got the FrameFest materials to engage with, I started scrolling around, and I seen this OmniFlix Nucleus tab. I'm like, geez, I've never heard of OmniFlix Nucleus. What is this? So I know Articulate, he's always on top of things like this, and he spends a lot of time on the platform. So I reach out to him. He's like, no, I haven't heard of it either. So I was like, wow. So I messaged Sisla, was kind enough to explain it to me, and it just blew my mind. I was like, this is here. This is usable. Nobody said anything about it. He just snuck it in and left it to be found. Like, it's just powerful stuff. Sisla, do you want to maybe expand on Nucleus real quick?
Yeah, I mean, if you leave me talking about OmniFlix, I can go on like a 24/7 broadcast. But that being said, yeah, two things I wanted to highlight, Chris. Definitely the fact that like you mentioned, you're able to easily onboard people, uh, get them to create a Web3 account and get them started in the ecosystem. And hey, we do not want to restrict this infra just for OmniFlix, right? And or the Flix token. We aim to support multiple tokens. Support multiple tokens not just within the Cosmos but also outside. Give them access to this infra. Give creators within those ecosystem access to this infra so that they can continue to do what they're good at, like as in community build in their favorite ecosystems, right? If you really like OmniFlix and if you're stuck at using OmniFlix just for building the Flixverse or like the Flix fam or probably within Cosmos, then there's no point in us putting in all this effort to build it all out, right? So that is one. So this entire infrastructure, in some sense, with little effort from the other team or other project or other L1 or upchain, we should be able to support. And kudos to Chris, Corium Concepts DAO, for leading the way, getting this up and running with the Corium blockchain. So we should see the results of their efforts like real soon. And quite the discussions, always enthusiastic. Can never not talk, or whenever there's a request, it's always not even a request, right? Like whenever there's a question or two, it's always genuine. It's out of your use of the tech, and it's not something that's shallow. So kudos to you guys, Chris and Articulate, for not just being users of OmniFlix, or not just with that in mind, but also for being who you are, within the Web3 ecosystem. So kudos on that. And that is also one of the reasons how I personally think you found out about Nucleus, digging deep, and any alpha from you. I think we know why people follow you. So OmniFlix Nucleus, right? OmniFlix Nucleus is, uh, in some sense, the end game for a publisher to actually utilize the OmniFlix infra for. Right now, what do I mean by that? So, for example, someone can get started by just creating an NFT collection on OmniFlix. That is step one of community building. Then they can run campaigns, and continue to build that same community further, as in increase number of holders. Then they can utilize the OmniFlix TV infrastructure or the channels infrastructure to build out a community based on video content or audio content, right? And then use current infra or the media node infra to eventually be able to not just like run an OmniFlix TV channel, but also say run a channel on YouTube, run a Twitch account, Rumble, and so on and so forth, and build out their media empire. Once they have a lot of platforms with a lot of say followers, subscribers, audience, right? You have nucleus to converge, bring them all together, to one place where you're able to consolidate all your following from across platforms and convert your audience or followers into community members using Web3 infra, right? So, what is OmniFlix Nucleus? It is a sovereign publishing platform for you to engage your own community, again, using the OmniFlix suite of tools that you have available at your disposal today. For example, it is the OmniFlix Studio that will help you manage all your content on your own publishing platform. It is OmniFlix TV, which is being forked to help you run your own platform. So, where did Nucleus get implemented or used? We have akash.edu.omniflix.tv, right? So, it is a fork of OmniFlix, but OmniFlix TV, but you won't really feel that. You'll feel that akash.edu.omniflix.tv is an independent platform altogether, and you can consider this as the nucleus or a sovereign publishing platform of the Akash network, or the Akash community, where they're publishing just their courses. When you go down to omniflix.tv, you have a lot of content, Cosmic Chronicles, Korean concepts, and everyone else. But for example, if there is Korean concepts or, Chris, in this case yourself, you want something exclusive for you, hey, you can just probably, use the OmniFlix infrastructure, run a channel, keep it as is, and it'll also go live on OmniFlix TV. But at the same time, you can point people to KoreanConcepts.tv and just run everything right there. So Nucleus is your sovereign publishing platform that is fully managed and powered by the OmniFlix stack.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Um, I just don't even know what to say to that. That was so big. We could probably do a whole show on that itself. But I love how you guys just snuck it in there, just left that little nugget to be found, and yeah, it opens up a whole other line of thought and ideas for me, knowing that for sure. And it's been joked about before. I think Scott and Bell in the podcast. Um, an OnlyFlix channel or a Flix fans channel, man, like this, it's right there. And I guess in my eyes, as a content creator, I've spent 2 years on YouTube. I've dealt with that bureaucracy. I get demonetized every bit of content I put up there, and not intentionally. Like, I'm not trying to, misuse or infringe on anybody's content. It's just these arbitrary little rules. If you get a snippet of something in there, even AI tools that I use get flagged for demonetization of my videos. So, in my opinion, OmniFlix is just one key influencer or content creator away from discovering it and being absolutely massive. It's likely not going to be my channel. I'm not drawing those kind of numbers, and that's okay. But I just see it as you're that close. If you're introducing this to a content creator that knows nothing about Web3, media nodes, anything like that, what do you tell them? Like this, in your opinion, if you had to just pick like one topic or one piece of the OmniFlix media stack to say, as a content creator, you must look at this because, what is that?
Ah, good question. The way we would present this is, different for different people. So, for example, if you're looking at a media company or someone that's already in traditional media, we would start off by asking the question: uh, do you have all of your media stored at a single place? Is your single source of truth for your media accessible to you, from your mobile device? Or, these this is the approach that we take. That's how we start off the conversation. But if it is an independent creator, right, we do start off by talking to them about, based on their catalog again, right? Like if they already have content where you can run a broadcast, we ask them about that. We share ideas on how best they can monetize more, increase their watch time, use YouTube features to actually build distribution on YouTube or a platform that they're already on, be it Insta, YouTube, or TikTok, right? And if it is someone that has almost no experience utilizing or growing their user base or subscriber base on a platform, we generally show them, pitch them the idea around interactive videos, because that's how they can stand out amongst this, amongst the hundreds of thousands of creators that are there for every specific niche that any creator can choose. So these are ways in which we get people to get started. Like we help people get started, but also at the same time, fully depends on a case to case basis. And that is one of the reasons why, we have Chetan, Super, all of these, all of the community members that interact, or people from within the Flix ecosystem, Flix crew, Flix fanatics, that interact with anyone outside, in some sense, personalizes the pitch about OmniFlix to that specific stakeholder. This is also one of the reasons why OmniFlix feels a bit different. When you ask like 10 people, you might get, say, 11 responses, right? As to what is OmniFlix. Definitely, that from a branding standpoint, that's like, that's a huge miss. But at the same time, OmniFlix is different for different people and they use it differently. And we fully understand and appreciate that.
Yeah, amazing, and I agree. I think interactive videos is going to open up a lot of different opportunities for community building, monetization, and growth. So yeah, I agree. That's one thing I see. If you got a YouTuber with 10 million people that sees a tool like that and can interact with it easily, it's going to take off in a hurry. And that's why I encourage you, if this is a great opportunity, as we're here to discuss the FrameFest incentivized testnet, where you can get involved, whether you're just consuming the Web3 content, whether you're creating it or running the infrastructure yourself. And I encourage you to do so. I look at somebody like Bibby here in the audience. He went from watching my YouTube videos as whatever value that he got from that, but a year and a half, 2 years ago, he dove right into the community and has since sold out multiple NFT collections on Stargaze, and is leaving his fingerprints all over Web3 space, whether it's Cosmos, XRPL. He's just all over the place, and he's found a way to take his art, his ideas, and express them in a Web3 community and have it really well received. And so I see stuff like that and just say, like, man, that's the key to all of this, is bringing community together, giving them the tools, the resources, the space to just do whatever it is that they want to do and contribute to this space and just watch it flourish. And I could see that this is going to be duplicated over and over again with powerful tools that OmniFlix is providing. And I've seen that a long time ago. That's why I've been screaming from the rooftops for everybody to come take a look at OmniFlix. And some people have just as a speculator, some people have as a content creator, some people have as an NFT artist. Whisker Wonders, a friend of mine that actually allowed me a time on his space. It was the first X space I ever spoke on publicly. So, so it's amazing for a relationship like that to evolve, and then see this new NFT artist go multi-chain with his NFT project. So yeah, a lot of great experiences both on the media side of it and on the marketplace. I've met some great artists and interacted with some amazing people from just within the Flix community. Really strong community, and appreciate all the support. We got some exciting initiatives coming up here soon, so I hope you all tune in and follow that. Articulate, I know, as we talked about at the start of the show, he's got his channel going there quite often too, and great mix of music and Web3 combined. To me, that's the money formula right there. I think that's golden. But yeah, I guess we'll work towards winding her down. We did offer the floor to anybody who wants to come up and speak. Thank you everybody for joining us on this Tuesday edition of the Superledger Podcast. We'll be getting together again this Sunday at our usual time, 12 p.m. Pacific. It's just going to be a community town hall focused on the Corium Dex is about to go live here in the next day or so. And so our last town hall was on Easter Sunday, so everybody's a little bit busy. It was a short one. So yeah, we'll just all get together again this weekend, just have a place to talk and exchange ideas and information as we do in the town hall. So I encourage you to check that out. And moving forward, as long as I'm at my home base at the very least, and until we go full mobile, my podcasts, anything I do on X, it's going to be streamed through the OMNIFLIX media node. It's just a great way to also capture my content in a decentralized way. OmniFlix isn't going to shut me off, turn me, tell me I can't have that video here. They're not going to withhold any tips that I get. Like YouTube, I got a couple people that subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's $2.95, I think, for the top subscription, and a month. But I don't see that until it ever reaches $100. And I don't have a big following there, so it's unfortunate. I got people that want to support what I'm doing. They're sending me their hard-earned money. YouTube collects their 30% right off the top, no matter what happens. And I'm sitting here waiting for that to build to $100 so I can maybe see a check one day. OmniFlix, quite the opposite. 100% of tips go right to me. And again, there's nobody that's going to say you said something bad or naughty. You can't get any tips for this episode. And to me, that's the power that they're providing, is decentralized control of your content, control of your audience, control of your monetization. And you can see with the media node, the opportunities that provides. You're going to be able to go far beyond that too. So very exciting. Sisla, is there anything we left on the table about FrameFest? Definitely want to get that highlighted. We're about halfway through the campaign and a lot of value there.
Hey, all I would like to say is thank you, Chris, for having us up here. If you are someone listening to the space here in the space, or if you're listening to the recording, there is definitely, a way for you to get involved, be it, as a creator, as a community member within the OmniFlix ecosystem, Flixverse. And it's not just with the token, of course. The token is available on multiple dexes and, of course, on Osmosis being the primary one, and on MEXC. But at the same time, you can try out this entire infra today by participating in the FrameFest Incentivized Media Deepen Testnet. You can check it out on framefest.omniflix.tv. And even after FrameFest, use OmniFlix to, I don't know if you're starting off your creation journey or as a creator, earn your first $100 the fastest on OmniFlix. We can bet, we can guarantee that this is where you learn it the fastest. And we are very sure that we'll support creators that are utilizing the infrastructure. So thank you again, Chris and Articulate, for the opportunity to share more details about FrameFest, and for also being people or creators that are using the tools, like walking the walk rather than just yapping about it. So thank you again. Glad to have been here.
Oh, I appreciate everything that you're providing us, and I appreciate everybody's support. I'm working to do this full time. That's my goal. I still got my 9 to 5 I have to deal with amongst everything that I'm trying to build, and still trying to create content. Everything I take on, it just takes a little piece out of more day. But I'm working towards that, and I truly see OmniFlix and the ability, like you said, to receive those tips without any barriers, without any concerns of demonetization. That's a huge thing for security for a content creator. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody that's supporting me on my path. You can see it right as clear as day on the channel. It keeps track of all the tips you've earned in different currencies even. So it's been really exciting to be part of. I'm really excited to one day see Corium up there as a usable token for purchasing NFTs or tipping. And just for those of you that do have Corium, I tipped Articulate on one of his videos using the IBC tipping method. So I actually just tipped in Corium. It converted it to Flix to tip him on OmniFlix. So powerful stuff. Tons of tools on there. I know we didn't even touch on them all, but I appreciate everybody tuning in, taking the time out of their day to learn about this exciting campaign. I'll be definitely talking about OmniFlix moving forward more. No worries about that. And many, I like to go long on the live stream. So we'll wrap things up here today. Articulate, is there anything else you want to add before we go today?
Great space, and thank you, Sisla, for joining us and giving us all the valuable info you have. I definitely will, double back on this space because you dropped some alpha here, and I don't want to miss it, and also would like to highlight those. But just want to say, with your comment earlier, Chris, why not you? You've worked to earn that title, and possibly you're probably the one to break this tech into the mainstream with the stuff we talk about. There's billions of people about to be onboarded, so they'll definitely find some of our content first, before anyone else. So I can see that being a reality as well. And I just want to say that, OmniFlix puts the Omni, they cover, you heard about, we spent almost hour and a half talking about different areas, different sides, different features of OmniFlix, and it's Omni. They're covering everything. There's something there for everybody. So shout out to the team that's building, and as I said, you have my support here forever, and just thank you for what you guys are doing, and looking forward to further building and working together.
Awesome. Well, yeah, great conversation today. Really appreciate Sisla coming by and the Flix Fanatics community for all your support. You can watch this on the replay on YouTube and omniflix.tv. Unfortunately, the first few minutes will be silent, so you'll have to skip ahead for that. But great conversation, and you'll be hearing more about this moving forward. If you're a content creator, you want to get involved in this in any way, Corium Community DAO is there for you. We have experience with this, hands-on experience. We're more than willing to help, and anything we don't know, the team is well within reach to answer or help, and as is the OmniFlix and Flix Fanatics community. So you can check their Telegram Discords for that. And we'll wrap things up here for today. And as mentioned, we will be back Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific. And I will probably get a live stream up here in the next day or two. Don't want to commit to tonight for sure, but have lots more to say. I appreciate everybody's support on my journey, and Articulate, I appreciate you co-hosting and just your contributions to the Web3 space and Corium Community DAO, and Corium Community DAO, just everybody involved there. Thank you very much. If you want to support what they're doing over there, get stake on the validator. Corium's got great APYs, and it's a great community. We've got a great foundation for a young project, much like OmniFlix here too. So that'll wrap things up here today. So thank you, everybody. Peace and prosperity to you all.